Hello everyone. I won locals with Ghoti. You proud of me yet? Am I doing it? Yeah, am I proving this deck? Uh, am I proving it? I don't know. But welcome back. If you've been here before, if you haven't, welcome. I guess sure. You're here either way. Primitive for Bormjagen, whatever else you want to know me as, and yeah, here's the deck list. Posted about this and people seemed to want me to go over it, so I am more than happy to explain everything that's going on with this list. Let me see how it went, and everything behind it. So went to locals. It was pre-release locals for Cyberstorm Access, and I was able to pick up the Superheavy Samurai stuff, which is I was pretty happy with. This is what I was mainly going for. Built this deck. Like, I'm testing this deck out, and when I was testing it, I wasn't fully sure about it because, to be honest, when you're testing Ghoti, it's really hard to gauge how effective it can realistically be, because like it's a deck that was built on like interactions, like solitairing like a trap deck. It's like, wow, I set 5 again this time. Hype. So it's like really difficult to gauge the effectiveness of the fish monsters, but it seemed to work out quite well. The Super Heavy Samurai support obviously is a stupid bunch of cards, and yeah, it just carried it really. Opens Benkei twice, so was it too bad? Seemed to be fine at one. Yeah, Super Heavy Samurai engine, of course, like makes you able to set up boards. Not even have to use a normal summon as well. Highly consistent because of bike. You can bike, Wakashi, Soul Piercer, Wagon, stuff like that. Like there's 10 cards available to get into this, especially if you don't open Benkei to do everything. It's like really, really stupid. And then fish stuff, of course, if you've been here before, you probably know what it does. You probably know my enjoyment in general of the fish monsters. So theory behind it is there's kind of a few little things about it. So first off, Super Heavy Samurais by itself usually really get hit by Droll. Droll is a big issue, and to be honest, I was really debating about swapping over it for Ghost Ogre. I thought it was a little bit more secure, but next time I'm going to swap them around, test it out. That's a separate thing entirely, I'll go over later. But the Ghoti monsters don't necessarily get hit too hard by them. The only thing that really stops is distant deeper steps, because stuff like Ayampa, so you want to add Snowpiercer to your hand from the deck, you can banish it, banish the fish, swap it back in hand. It's like, it's perfectly fine. You're happy. And well, it does stop you from using its synchro effects on your turn. You probably banish one of these two, so you summon it back. You summon them back. You go Ascan, you search anyway. So you grab the Zap, you can banish it, go into Deep Beyond. It doesn't hinder it too much. It's happy because like game 3 round 4, I got drolled on the distant depths. It's like it doesn't really change anything. I can still I still got a it's got a Pacer's banished. Pacey's banished, Snowpiercer in hand, Snowpiercer Zep. It was like Snowpiercer Zep Shift in hand. It's like, I don't need to commit to this. I've got Deep Beyond access here. It should be fine, and it was. They did open perfectly, but still, that board is still pretty fine. Still pick off a reasonable amount of interruption. So you got that going for you, especially if you able to get told like else like big binky ads, like top hits whatever. You have this on field. You can normal summon Leafish, mill the Coelacanth, overlay into Dagaris, use Coelacanth, summon back Coelacanth, discard, summon whatever else. You still end on a reasonable board. You still end on like a reasonable amount of interruption available to you. And that's right. In some respects, I was debating about playing Reptifian Griefus. I gotta delete this. Reptifian Griefus is just a level 3 tuner. It also can chain block, and it's a remorn sometimes. It's just you can summon off Coelacanth, you end on like Baron, Arion Pass, one of these banish, probably Snowpiercer in hand, stuff like that. So you got banish, board wipe, negate. Still, even after you got trolled, it's like multiple times before, like showing off like the Superheavy Ghoti that I took to the YCS. It's like it's cool, but it didn't necessarily do anything much better than what. It wasn't doing much better than other Spite variants. Like, there's a reason why it wasn't represented. But this one, like with what I've seen, what I saw over the 5 rounds, is seemingly genuine. Like, I really would implore you to test this out, because it's difficult to control, and Leafish, like going to go stuff like that, like, is a reasonable alternative to what your game plan was going to be, especially with Coelacanth in hand not being too bad. Either Paces summoning it, you summon it off to Gares. No, it's just in deck, you mill it and whatever. And discard it stuff, it's weird. Like Paces. So yeah, Paces, do Gares. You get to Pendulum summon it. 1/8. It's 7. It's Pendulum summon it. The available uses of it are extraordinary. Really. I think like I'm happy with every 1 or 2. I'm gonna swap back and forth between the ratios. So like, so you got that side going for you with its protection against roll, kind of. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. And because also if you have it in hand, you can just know some of the things you added. You go into an 8, probably Azkan, you can get rid of it and then banish it off Arion Pass, get search and whatever, yada yada. Or you can summon a 2, make ban whatever, because you get a Pendulum summon Coelacanth. You probably still do have a card in hand, other fish to tribute. You'll be able to have another fish on tribute if you have it on board. It's like still have a negate, but available. Yeah. Genuine, but finally actually going on to the other side, which is with your Superheavy Samurai board, they're probably going to have to use quite a lot of resources to be able to get. You're either gonna win off the Superheavy Samurai board you set up with like the Baron, the Savage, the Regulars, stuff like that you build. You win just off that, or they've used quite a lot of resources to break through it, and at that point you've forced them into the place where Ghoti really shines and has its ability, which is in a grind game, because of how you're able to constantly have out like 4 like Paces, Shift, Zep, Snopios, and Azkan, like 4 or 5 bodies. Like at least 3, going up to 5 bodies on the field, like every single turn. Wait, found the opening, snap, deep beyond, banish the board, do it again sometimes, really. Do it twice, why not? Summon them back, kill. It's like genuine. I really would like people to because this is just the first iteration. 100%, this is just the first iteration. Like, everything felt solid in here, but there's so much more I want to do with this. There's so many different things I want to piece into it. There's so many different little things that I feel like I can't hit them right now because this list feels solid as it is. But I'm sure there'll be something later, like soon, this week, next week, stuff like that, that I'll find that will go, oh yeah, this was a genuine niche that was or a genuine thing that needed to be filled, and I've just filled it. This list can evolve a lot and will evolve a lot around the format. Superheavy Samurai definitely will, all the decks will, but this especially because of the realistic adaptability of the fish monsters. Like, there's other fish synchros you can definitely consider, like fiend. Like White Ore Whale, definitely thought about that. It was like the last thing I cut. Like, you could swap that out for an Azkan, one Azkan, one White Ore Whale. Have a stick, like have this stick on the board, blow up the monsters. Piercing double attack. Like, against Prey, this definitely would have been nuts in one of my games that I did win, but like didn't win it quickly. We were sat in a 20-something minute round 1. But Orwell would have, because I would have doubled it, boosted by 500, double with Dugaris, swing, piercing power damage would have probably got me there. Yeah, stuff like that. Monoceros, definitely. If you play Griefus, you can also go into that. But be careful of this, just because like it's appealing to multiple, like summon Coelacanth multiple times, but you've got an explosive enough engine here with the Superheavy Samurais. You don't need to just build this is insulation for being trolled, or adds that little extra. It just adds that little bit more. It lets you like go into Apollos with the other stuff and then just put it on the board, summon your fish, make the synchros. Archives as well. This is a 9. You can make Ghoti plus Coelacanth into this, get a draw, have a pop available. Seemed alright. Bio Bahamut, I don't think there's a great way of summoning this. I don't know if that will be playable. And we don't talk about Gurgling. And maybe this will come up someday. If it does, that'll be cool. But yeah, there's definitely a lot to build on. So matchups. It was round 1. I went against Pirelli. 2 of that on Pirelli's a very cool deck. Very, very cool deck. Just was able to it had like a Gamma in, so it down like an alright amount. Made them have very few resources. They didn't want to really go over the top with the Noir, and I kind of like pieced together a board of Superheavy Samurais and got through it. Went back. They went for a Zeus Lion. let them Zeus, then a Snowpio summon, take out the board. To pick everything, like Artscon picking off the my friends, the like Deep Beyond taking out the rest of the board, because they had to put stuff on there to try and put pressure on, and then it was like whoosh. That was alright. Round 2 was against Trap Tricks. Game 1, lost. And then game 2 and 3 was able to piece it together. I'm pretty sure that's how it went. This was a pretty reasonable game. Deep Beyond minus board. Not much to say about that. It's just keep on going back. It's like Deep Beyond. Deep Beyond is really good. The majority of the game, like a big chunk of the games, were won off the back of Deep Beyond, just because people had to go break through the Superheavy Samurai board, have one or two things, start building board, Deep Beyond, take it out. Deep Beyond hit, just get the hit. Then just summon it back, push the game. Just whoosh. Because you have Snopios in hand, you have Azkan in graveyard, you have the shift, like all of these fish to banish, probably. You probably have one or two other things banished, especially if you like did it on top of another board, because they abuse like the savage negates, the whatever like negates of whatever else. Like, I'm gonna sacrifice this board just because it boosts up the DB by like another 2k. Just take it out, because like you're banishing your pendulums. Like, whatever. You're gonna do it either way, so what else is gonna happen? You force them into the grind game, you're gonna take the grind game. And also Deep Beyond, take it off the board. And then do it again. Round 3 was Math Mech. That one was a bit iffy. Not much I can really say about the first 2 bits of the games, kind of just in one. Start piece for the board, whittle down resources, Snowpier's hitting, 2, lost, and game 3, they opened double bestial. Yeah, he opened both of these. Yeah, word of advice from me, don't forget Magnum. I did accidentally resolve it. Didn't keep us caught up on it until after the game, but would have secured it a bit better. Just pistols are slowly pulling back in my mind, so just try not to make the mistake. I'm gonna try and not make it again. It's it's one of those things I have to try and really remember, because it's that lingering thing that kind of just happens while everything else is like you're having a back and forth, and it's like, oh yeah, that's a thing I gotta remember to do before, like, because I'm looking, I want the funny fish back. Look at Pacers, I want him to be back on my field. I want him to be back ready to vanish again, ready to open back into space. Yeah, just take it from me, I guess. Game round 4, so I'm losing my train of thought now. Yeah, you can tell this, I'm not a professional YouTuber to my house. It's like round 4 was VW. Game 1 pieced together with the Ghotis. Game 2 didn't do as well, got dropped. Well, it's game 1, draw. Game 2, or Game 1, draw, still build stuff up because of leaf fish and what, in cedar camp and whatever. Game 2, got draw, didn't have it. Game 3, got rolled, it was just Ghoti stuff. Just, as I said, like I said at the start, push advantage, pretty good. Round 5 was Kashtira. 1, set up the board. Set up Superheavy Samurai board, can break through it. 2, as you know, but got through it. Summoned Zep back, synchroned it off, took out the board, hit the game. 2 didn't open too well, to be honest. Had the tickets available, lost that one. Game 3, you can boot Superheavy Samurai board, use a lot of resources to get through it. Zeus play, got rid of the board. Snowpiercer, I had Snowpiercer availability in hand. I summoned Snowpiercer. I banished Zep, take out the Zeus from the board, so it's just left with Scarecrow Kashtira on the board. That's the last thing in hand. For it back to me, I have Pacey's Chef of summoned back. Chef of summoned back, I have Snowpiercer in hand. I make what does it make, a Chengying? Pretty sure I make a Chengying. I could be wrong though. I think it was, as you know, no. I didn't end on, no, I did make a Baron. I didn't end on, I ended on Savage. It was like Savage, Ghotis, and Regulus. Yeah, that's it. And then like an Apo pop, I think. So I went into Baron. It's like pop, summon back Archon, summon Snowpiercer, summon back Archon, bang. And like another thing. It was Leaf Fish as well. Summon Leaf Fish as well. Shift, give another boost. Hit the game. And then I took it. Got the map. Traded that off because my friend really wanted it. Got a bunch of stuff that I wanted. Got a Chaos Angel. It's gonna be really cool. But there's a deck profile. I'm getting sidetracked. Sorry everyone who came over here from the Ghoti Facebook group who wanted a in-depth guide, because you've gotten the most rambly person to do it. Well, there's not much else to add. If you got any suggestions, please comment below. I'll test them out. I'll tell you how I feel about them. If you're happy to share this, that'd be great. I'd really appreciate it. And I don't think there's much more to add. If you have any other questions about the list, about any other aspect about it, feel free to ask. I'm happy to listen. I've played Ghotis for the past over 6 months. I've played it since Darkwing Blast released, so I nearly just straight. So I know my way around the funny fish. If that's my credentials. Big fish enjoyer can for some reason do well with Salamangreat sometimes. I still don't understand. Thanks for watching. Yeah. Enjoyed, found it useful somehow. Thanks again. Adios. Failure.